pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bow our heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, please be with us tonight as we make decisions for the county. Be with every one of us. Hopefully we make the right decisions. Thank you for watching over all of us during the storms. Please bless the people that helped the flood victims, helped the people in the fires, did any kind of work to help anybody. Please bless them, Lord, that we need them all, and it just brings the country closer together when we have people that help each other and don't expect anything from it. Bless each and every one of us, Lord. Thank you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, let's call our Scott County Redevelopment Meeting to order here, April 10th, 2025. And first, has anybody got anything, I guess, before we get started real quick, other than what's on the agenda? So the first thing we have on tonight's agenda is the Scott County Fair Board. And I believe the initial request for funding from the Fair Board was, I believe, $80,000.
I think it was 94.
Over 94?
Yeah.
That's counting the buildings. It may have been hard to understand how they wrote it.
There was a lot of numbers going around the
Yeah.
other night with that. And so, okay, 94.
And I would like to request to add a little to that, because Jonathan told me that the bleachers are coming out of, you said Michigan, and you gotta go get them.
Yeah, but I mean, we're prepared to do that.
Well, I mean, I hate to see you guys are doing the work down there. It'd be nice if you had a little bit of cushion for fuel and.
Yeah, like the bleachers, I didn't mention that the other night, but like they were 8,800 a set, and it's picked up at the factory in Michigan. But like you said that night, you know, that money's like mostly just for materials. We do a lot of the work ourselves. Like, cause that's 2 trailer loads of bleachers.
Yeah.
So probably me and John have to go to Michigan and get them, you know.
So, I know you guys attended the Visitors Commission, their meeting the other night. How did that go?
Well, I just mainly gave them a report and turned in for the grant like we normally do. And we asked for like $25,000 for support of the fair. And then the last two years.
At least 2,
Yeah. They've, like Wednesday night when we have like kiddie nights, you know, well, it's pretty deeply $10 deeply discounted for bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because the carnival that we had, don't now, but this one's going to do the same thing. They'll discount Wednesday night $5, and then for every bracelet that is sold, we turn that into the Visitors Commission, and they pay, and so he deducts what it costs, you know, $10, but half of that's him, and half of it is the Visitors Commission. Then when it's all over with, you know, he takes it all out, but then they reimburse us for every bracelet $5, which doesn't really do us anything other than it. I think it will, as the parking situation shows, you know, it really brings people to the fair that night, you know, when stuff's high. Anyway, you know, but like we don't set those prices, you know, for the carnival or anything.
Is there a new entertainment group this year that you guys
It's
are
the
working
same
with?
one, but they've had this the 3rd year for them.
No, it's a new company.
Oh, it is a new company this year? Okay.
Yes, our other one.
Real quick with us.
United?
Hmm?
Johnny United or whatever, wasn't that the one?
No,
Kissel's.
Kissel was who we had. And now we're gonna have Huseman, and he's out of Shelbyville, Indiana. So,
Okay.
and I think it's a good company
Good.
and stuff. But I feel, just being honest, I feel like Kissel, he just outgrew us. You know, he does the Kentucky State Fair. Lot of distance between Scott County's fair and the Kentucky State Fair. He had bid on the Indiana State Fair too. he does like Mardi Gras and stuff, so he's a big
Big
outfit.
outfit.
You know, we've been very fortunate that we got him and had him.
As long as we do.
We kind of knew this day would come, we just didn't know when, you
Yeah.
know, because it has really grown, you know, and like you see, it's an elite carnival for sure.
No question.
So, and when we ask like for that for Visitors Commission, that's not like any infrastructure or anything like that. That's just support of event or grandstand events and try to pay on that to get some quality in front of the grandstand because promoters always cost plenty to do things.
That's what I'm thinking.
And if you don't have, if you like the demos, you know, you have to offer a pretty good purse or you don't get anybody to come, you know.
Absolutely.
Everything, like you guys know, costs a lot to do anything anymore, it seems like.
Yep. So I'm Brad Stotts, and I was absent last meeting, and I apologize to the board for that, but I had asked for copies of just some financials or tax returns or whatever, and so when I got these, I was a little surprised, and I'm just asking questions, so please feel free to answer or not, but the return we got, first of all, Scott County Agricultural Horticultural. That's 100% you guys, or is there something else underneath that?
Scott County Agricultural and Horticultural
Yeah.
Association is the true
100% you, okay?
501c3.
They incorporated in 1955.
Yeah.
Started that.
Okay, which makes sense.
You know, we usually go by like the Fair Association
Sure.
or anything, but that is the true name of the
Well,
Fair
here,
Association.
this was my concern when I saw this. I believe that it's a legitimate request, and I believe that the capital you're asking for is legitimate and everything else. But when I was looking at this, the return we got was for 21-22 that was just filed in September of 24, which means that in August of last year, you guys were like 3 years behind on your returns. And the reason I bring that up is not to make somebody feel bad, but usually if you're 3 years behind on your federal tax return, the IRS is contacting you or saying, hey guys, or somebody's coming and knocking on your door. I don't know if the state is or not, but with that being said, I just wanted to make sure, another thing that concerned me is, as being an accountant for the last 36 years, if there is an issue with the Internal Revenue Service or anything like that, they start putting liens on stuff. And so if that's the case, a lot of times pursuant to the law, this is the law, if you receive monies from other sources, they have access to that before you're allowed to use it for what it was put to begin with, unless there's some kind of covenant that we have that says we will not give you money unless we pay the invoice for the bleachers or whatever. So it can get kind of sticky. Now, with that being said, it might not even be an issue.
So there's no liens or.
But I wanted to
I
just wanted to check with you guys. So
So we're all up to date now on all that. We had issues with trying to get somebody to do our taxes anymore, and we ended up we paid pretty good amount of money to get them done. but
well,
we-
Bloom Company is
Bloom
very
Company.
reputable and they're
But
expensive.
they are very reputable, and we tried to get somebody that would do it all right, especially with the 501c3, and we got the other money through the council and everything. We needed to make sure everything was up to date. So that's why we went with Blue & Company and make sure everything was in.
So then we just filed you guys just filed the 21-22 last year. You filed an extension for 22-23, and that would just leave you with the 23-24. So
And those are not due until ours.
No, they're good. And it's done. They're done.
all those returns have been done. You're current on all your tax
Within the
returns.
last week it's done. They sent
Okay.
an invoice for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess it'd be good.
Yeah.
Or it was like, she filed extension on it. It's all
I mean,
good.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we're called to be stewards of the county's money. We're in, so
Same as we are, you know,
Right, exactly.
we're stewards of somebody else's.
so we want to do the
money.
right thing.
Yes.
And we feel like helping you is the right thing, but we want to make sure we're not going to get in trouble for trying to do the right thing, helping you do the right thing. So I would like to just recommend, if you don't mind, if it's too much trouble, if I could just get a copy of just the most current returns, if you could do that, that'd be great. And then I would like to make a motion that we table any decision on this until we just validate that that's been done, okay? So my motion is table, or do I have to make a motion to table? Okay, I move that we table the discussion for the Scott County Agricultural Horticultural Association monies until we receive a copy of the signed and completed IRS tax returns for the years 22, 23, and 23, 24. And they're not on a calendar, they're on a fiscal type.
So with
Okay.
that, yeah, there's been a motion laid down. Anybody obviously got some input here on, is there another course of action here that somebody would like to talk about? I mean,
I'm not really interested in putting it off any longer. I mean, this has been dragging on now for, what, 4 months, 3 months? And up till today, I guess they've given us everything we've asked for. So I hate to just keep putting it off until they don't have time to get stuff done before the fair.
And then they've also, you've already got 2 events scheduled, correct?
So how will our decision impact your ability to be ready to do something?
If we don't have the money to buy new stuff, we're gonna have to start sandblasting and put new lumber on our old bleachers and, you know, start repairing what we have to make the best of what we got, I guess.
Well,
Instead of being able to replace.
I mean, your first event wasn't based on you having money you didn't have, right?
No.
No, but
No.
I guess it's just which direction do we go? Do we refab what we got, or rebuild what we have, which is gonna be quite a bit of work and time, you know, or we go the new route or whatever. I mean, we'll make it work either way. I always figure out some way.
well, again, like I said, I'm just trying to do the right thing, guys. That's all I'm doing. So tomorrow, somebody make a phone call. I need to have copies of these 2 returns ASAP. Email them to whoever you want to email them to Jennifer, or if you'd like to do that.
that's fine. They can bring them in, or we can,
And
whatever's
then-
easiest for you.
And then if she has those returns, President can call just a quick emergency meeting and we can vote on it and make it happen. I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
That's fine by me. I'll second your motion.
Okay.
Okay, Brad makes a motion to ask for the updated tax returns, and John Collins seconds. So all in favor?
Aye.
We'll,
I'll call up there tomorrow.
And it's understandable.
Well, yeah.
Another thing on this is, I think everybody wants to see too, and I know you guys are legit, but
I believe you are as
as
well.
you spend or whatever, could we see copies of the receipts? Like when you buy the bleachers, bring us a receipt at the next meeting or send it to Jennifer or whatever, or we can get an email of some sort so we can see how you're progressing on what you're paying
I
for.
wasn't gonna ask, so is that how, like, this works? Do we need to turn in a receipt and then you will pay it on the receipts? Or?
yes, I think we've kind of made some business rules with this board. To my understanding is that we would like to have a receipt for what's been spent. So if you're, I know the ask is for $94,000, so we would like to see a receipt for the bleachers and the work totaling to whatever that amount is.
So I guess, like the bleacher place, do they need to send an invoice to the redevelopment commission? And then do you know, like,
Or,
I guess that's my question.
No, they send it to
you
you.
and then you send it to, and then
And
you
send it
bring
to us,
it
and we
in.
pay it on behalf of you.
Yeah,
But
we
you
won't
send it
pay
to the
them,
bleachers.
We'll
pay
take care
you.
of it, yes,
So
sir.
then it has to go up there, you'll pay them, and then we can go get it.
I guess we're just asking for
Yeah.
timelines, because they're three weeks to build the bleachers. So then if it takes 3 weeks to get it paid, then 6 weeks.
Well, we can micromanage this and make anything
Well, I'm just
happen.
asking.
Yeah, no, that's a good
what I'm
question.
asking though too is if they get us a dollar amount, can we issue a check to them?
Well, that's,
They can get the invoice prior
Yeah,
to picking
that-
it up.
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
mean,
And
so
I mean,
we
they
can.
could email the invoice to
And it'd
us.
be like, like I think you turned in for sand and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and
So
they're
like,
not gonna bring it till it's
Yeah,
paid for.
yeah, like
They don't know what it costs.
they won't bring a
truck.
track, they're not gonna come unless you're standing there with the check,
Right, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
guys, just send that invoice in to Jennifer and then we'll have it. That's really what we need. It's a checks and balances type
Yeah,
of.
totally. Yeah,
operation.
understandable. We just want to
Yeah.
make sure that we're not doing something wrong, or telling somebody, or we write a check out of our accounts, for it, and then you're like, well, we're not gonna pay that, we need to pay it directly.
Well, that's what, like, if you're paying $30,000 for bleachers, do you guys have much on hand to do that with? That's what I
We can
mean.
do the sand.
That's what I mean. Exactly, that's what I mean, yeah.
Halo,
I get it, yeah, so I was just curious about
Yeah.
the timeline, because we're against the end of June, really.
Well, can you get an invoice from them for 4 bleachers and then,
Oh, I'm sure they'd be
Email
willing to
it to-
send that.
well, I'm saying though, is you can email it to her and then she can issue you the check and you can pay it. That way your process is started.
I can call them tomorrow and get an invoice,
Yeah.
and then if it goes through, then whatever.
So just to be super clear, get the tax returns, boom, boom, got that done, next thing, send an invoice, and we'll take care of it, okay? All right.
We're just all doing good business work
You
here,
just bring an
right?
email to me. Do you have my email address?
No.
One second, I'll type it for
Thanks for your patience, guys.
Oh,
Thanks for messing with us.
yeah. Yeah. Good things come to those who wait in their day.
Yes, sir, I think that, somebody said, I don't know who.
Can we raise the amount a little bit for them for travel expenses? I mean, like they're on to Michigan to get bleachers. I know they've asked for 94,000. Can we raise that just amount a little bit just to say?
Thank you.
Well, do we have a detail of the 94?
Yes, it's in the paper there.
you. Send a bill too.
Again.
It tells you on the front there. It's not really listed out good on the numbers.
Yeah, I saw the 80.
It tells you
They got
so
an 80.
much a bleacher, so much for the building over it, so much for the sand, so much for,
There's some PA equipment on there too.
okay, PA equipment, that's right.
how quick can we get back in here? They get you them papers tomorrow, how quick can we get back in here and make this happen?
I mean, I can
I'm
make
available.
anything.
Yeah, I'm available tomorrow. Are you available tomorrow?
I'm
Well,
available.
okay.
Well, you've got to advertise the meeting 48
So
hours.
Monday.
48
Next week
hours?
before.
Or is it
That's
2
right.
days, so would it be
Yeah,
Tuesday?
if we put on there now that we were gonna be here, we could be here Tuesday at 5 or 6.
Okay, I don't know if that works, but we can adjust the time even.
I'm out of town.
You're out of town.
Well,
But we,
Can we
she'll
go-
may be gone, but I
do
think.
you want me to
it's a-
state this in a motion so that it's all conditional and it's,
Well,
As soon as they get this, then yeah, let's do it that
we
way.
did that, didn't we?
I know.
So,
So, you guys, are you confident that you will have that tax return information tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of a phone call.
Okay, because that,
That's the motion.
right, and so,
That
but
passed.
I just, if something happens, they don't get it, tomorrow, then.
The only thing that would be a problem is if our person isn't working because tomorrow's Friday. That would be the only thing that I could see missing, but
Okay,
Like it did, it's Friday. so-
Surely on April the
They're working right now.
11th,
I'm telling you right
they're
now.
working,
Yeah.
cause it's high dollar money right now.
That's who does it.
I've already sent my check in.
Mhm.
I guess what I'd like to do, we'll just go ahead and plan, if you get everything submitted, we'll go ahead and just plan to have a meeting on Tuesday I know Jill says that she'll be out of town, but we will have enough here to obviously have a meeting and to be able to vote on it. As long as 4 of us can make it, I think we'll be good. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I just didn't want this dragging out another month and then.
Another
you know,
meeting.
Then
Yeah, yeah,
that's gonna put them spending every dime they've got trying to fix what they've got, you know,
yeah.
that's,
But again, at the end of the day, I think, I agree with Brad, we have to do our due diligence as well. So I think that's a good plan. If you guys can get that turned in, we'll do our part.
can you guys be back here Tuesday?
They will be like her Tuesday.
Now, I think the second thing that was just brought up a while ago was John was talking about, additional money.
I'm only talking, just even it out to 100,000, so they've got travel expenses and,
Well, but John, I'd like to respectfully ask that, is that what they want? Are you just trying to help them?
I'm trying to ask, I'm trying to say that they will, so they're not asking. I'm saying it myself that I think they need that. They need to say if they do need that.
Yeah, I
If
need
that-
them, I
yes,
need
I
them
get
to
that.
tell the
I
board
understand
that this is what money we need so we can evaluate the number and vote on the number. And I do appreciate what you're saying. There's other things that may be involved, but whatever it is that you're needing, we need you to ask what it is.
And I appreciate you, John, but
Yeah.
what's on the paper is what we need.
So you don't need anything for travel or anything like that, okay?
We're used to it.
Well,
I appreciate that.
I do too. I appreciate
what
it.
you're saying.
Yeah.
We
That
got,
screams dedication to what you're doing.
We do an awful lot. This guy right here, I mean,
I know it. I've seen him down there all winter working,
so.
Not only there, but everywhere else too.
you know.
Okay, that's good. So we'll pull this together next week, hopefully on Tuesday. We'll go ahead and advertise for the meeting, and are you good with that? And we'll just
Yeah,
move forward. And on Tuesday we'll meet, and we'll let you know. John will be in contact with you guys, and
If for
try
some-
the best to try to get those
If
turned
for
in.
some reason our accountant, I guess, is not in or anything tomorrow, we'll let you,
Yeah, just
Call her
let us
first
know.
thing.
Just-
we'll
yeah.
just let you know. So you're not hanging too.
and I think her first thing's 9 AM, so.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll tentatively be ready for Tuesday, I guess, and then we'll go from there. We'll get you guys squared
So I
away.
mean, if nothing else, we'd get it Monday, and it's still before Tuesday, right?
And I would say this too, I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt, go ahead and work with the folks up there for those invoices, just so you have those on hand as well, so.
If you can't do Monday because it has to be 48-hour notice. So if
Yeah.
you get it Monday, then they need to change the meeting to Thursday.
Yeah.
If they get
I mean,
away.
if we can't get the taxes.
Yes, if you get it Monday, then she'll need to advertise for Thursday
Yeah.
and make sure the board can make it Thursday.
Well, then what, you're talking about the returns? Well, yeah,
We
if
have to
you
advertise.
call, they say, yeah, we'll get it taken care of.
Which is
We'll
what
just proceed that you're gonna have those tomorrow. We'll advertise. Okay, so we'll do it by exception. If you can't, if that doesn't happen, then let us know and we'll push it out. But we're gonna assume that, okay, so, all right,
I can do
is that good? Okay,
All right, thanks.
thanks, Ms. Baker. Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, we've got Scott County School District 1. And so this is kind of prolonged, and I've talked with those guys as well. And I know last week, I believe it was last week, we had a meeting in here, and we had talked to Bo Zeller a little bit about what we needed to do this. I think that there was something like a 15% type of, I guess, appropriation that we could give to the school. And so, with that, what I would be asking for tonight is the approval to give Bo Frost Brown Todd with and Bo Zeller the go-ahead to put together a resolution once they receive the information that I need to get from the school and the intent that they need to use, that they're wanting to use the money for, then Bo will put together a resolution, we'll bring it in, and we'll vote on that and get that passed, and then be able to help the
So I
school.
move that you to connect with Bo and start the process.
Okay, thank you.
I'd second that.
John Miller makes a motion, and John White seconds. All in favor?
It was John
So-
Collins, not John Miller.
I'm sorry, John
Sorry about
Miller,
that.
sorry, or John Collins. I've got all the Johns on the brain tonight, but, that way, and I've talked to, Joe Smith, the other day at the school, and he reached out to me, and so they'll work with us to get what we need, and, we can, get everything to Bo, and those guys at Frost Brown Todd. Now, I know, Jason mentioned an updated economic development plan the other night, and, so, I'd already submitted that to Jason, months ago. So, anyway, they should have what they need. If not, I'll help them get what they need so we can move forward with that. The other thing.
Can I ask a
Yes.
question? Will that resolution state that it is that percentage, or will it state the exact amount that we can give?
I think it will probably be both, right? It
Okay.
could say, 15% of whatever that number
Okay.
is, and then have the dollar amount tied to
I'd
it.
like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but I'll double check that.
Okay.
That's a good point, but I'll make sure both of those things are stated in the resolution. So we also have Trust Indiana on our agenda tonight, and what that's about is something our treasurer has looked into. Ryan came up with this and said, hey, it might be a good idea with some of the funds that you guys have available to invest those funds and have those funds opportunity to work and have some type of dividend and return. So I thought that was a great idea. I don't know if I think the city uses Trust Indiana maybe. It's widely used, throughout the state. I know when Jason was in here, Jason Semler, Rebecca Tilley, our financial folks that was in here the other night, he highly recommended the Trust Indiana account. And what I would like to propose tonight is, and I guess the other thing about Trust Indiana also, once we put funds in there, we're not locked in. So it's a very flexible account. We can move money in and out of there as we need. So today, my ask would be that we take $1 million and invest it in Trust Indiana. And again, it doesn't, to my understanding with Jason and Ryan, it doesn't lock us in, and we don't have to jump through real hoops, so there's no penalty to pull that money out when needed.
Basically, I think, Greg, is it more like, just to make a comparison, like an MMI account, that you get more interest on your money?
That's exactly.
There's no
right.
covenants to keep it in there for 8 months or 12 months or 16 months. We can pull it out whenever, if we need to pull it out. We're just getting a better interest rate because it's being combined with other like organizations. And one thing, I don't know if you told me this or I looked it up, there's several counties in the state that are already doing this, and we're like on a short list.
I think there's only maybe 5 that are not.
Well, I think it's 10. I think the
Yeah,
list is
I thought
10.
Somebody said it was fine.
Okay, maybe just 5. But we're one of the ones that aren't doing it, and it's almost short-sighted for us just to leave the money sitting right now and not getting a return on it, so we'll have more to help
Why don't we put,
worthy projects like,
Can I
The
ask
Fair Board.
how you came up to the 1 million?
why don't we do the $1.5 million?
Well, the reason that I only came up with that dollar amount is that I know that there's some needs and wants out there, and I didn't really want to invest money right away and then say, hey, pull this out. Now, I'm open to whatever we put in there. I just
Well,
threw that number out, folks.
Right now, we're averaging, 3-4 months getting anything pushed through, and we have nothing in the works right now other than them in the school.
Well, we've
So if
got
you-
the property where
Well, there's some general expenses, so we need to know what our cash balance is, what's outstanding, what's gonna be coming in soon, and to go through this whole cash flow calculation, so
There's what,
I'm,
that's as.
that should be what's in and out.
Now,
we have some bills that come in, utility
But is that what the
type
bank
stuff,
statement says?
With our EVs.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, we show 1.697 on our balance sheet, or on our ledger balance, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the balance in the bank, so, and that's what you're talking about.
Right.
So we can do what, I mean, we can make it whatever
We
we
can
feel
make it
comfortable.
whatever.
I don't
I
know,
just-
I have no idea, so I can't.
well, I was just basing what I know is coming
Yeah.
out versus what they say we've got in there.
Because if we've got a deposit in transit,
But-
for example, and we only have 1.4, and we put 1.5 in and bounce a check to invest, and we're gonna look pretty stupid.
I'm just talking about taking a substantial portion, putting it in there, and then we've got some operating money here that we don't have to go to Ryan and, or Jason Simler and those types and say, hey, we need this money pulled out for.
I'd be okay with $1 million right now.
I'm
'cause-
gonna make a motion for 1.2,
That's the number I was thinking,
That's the same like
actually.
me, I was thinking the same thing.
because
That's
that leaves 497, because that is our cash balance.
That's a $500,000.
If
so-
they're 100, the school's 100, and we have some bills coming in, that should give us 6 months to set and earn interest, and we still have a little bit of cash flow in case something
Yeah.
comes in.
And at the end of the day, if we need it, we can
I'm
get,
okay
we can
with
get
that.
to it.
Sure, yeah.
So who's gonna second that?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Jill makes a motion,
1.2.
to invest $1.2 million in Trust Indiana, and we'll get with Ron on that. And was it Johnny White second that?
John
John
Collins.
Collins second that, so all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Greg, who will be the signature on that for our account? Will it be you or will it be Jennifer?
It's him.
It's
Mr.
Ryan.
Gabbard.
The
He is
treasurer.
He's
all
our
the
treasurer.
money.
Oh, Gabbard, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, gotcha. Yeah, okay. Just make
But
sure we
that's-
understand how it works
And I
mechanically.
think that's a great number.
Transmitted,
I just threw a number out there to get the
I know.
conversation
I thought
started,
maybe you knew
whatever.
something that I.
No,
know, but-
we're all right there and very close, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Let's see, we've also got on the agenda tonight, and Jennifer came up with this, create an energy line in the budget for, and this is for the EV charging stations. And this is primarily for Mandy to, we have an electric bill on those. And so right now it's minimal, I think it's about $25 a
Yeah,
month.
it's
or
not much
whatever.
at all.
Are we bringing anything in from?
Well, we're just now, we've got everything submitted to the outfit, which is called Flow, to get those up and going. We've got all of our confirmations on the 2 sites. We're waiting on Flow to say, you're good.
Cool.
Everything has been submitted. I think this outfit is like in Michigan, maybe, or somewhere like that. I
I
don't
think
know.
it might have been, I looked at that email, but I
But-
think it is.
But anyway, we'll get something, I'm hopeful that we'll get something back from them tomorrow to say, you guys are good, start
Well, I knew
going.
you'd been working on that, and I had to ask you.
You know, and so we put together everything that they've sent to us. It's been a long process, it's not been an easy process, by no means, from start up to plugging them in somebody's vehicle.
So how much are you thinking we need to put into that? It says creating a line for it.
Well,
You need to put a dollar figure in it.
well, it's 100 a quarter, so why don't we do 500 annual budget?
I'm not sure.
I think that's plenty for now, you know, and,
We can come back and ask for more later if we need it, but.
yeah, and so I guess that's the other thing too. We'll kind of find out how those checks and balances all work out, you know, because, you know, once they plug in, you know, it goes to Flo as the administrator for those accounts. And I think I don't know, there's a certain dollar amount, whether it's $100 when it gets that, then we get reimbursed or however that goes. So I think $500 is a good number for us to start working with until we figure it out.
I'd make a motion to create a line and put $500 in it for the energy.
A second.
Johnny White makes a motion for us to put $500 into the energy line item on the budget line, and Brad Stott second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. And that's consideration of minutes, do we have those? Has everybody had a chance to look at last meeting minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes.
John Collins makes a motion to approve the minutes, second.
I'll second.
Jill seconds. All in favor of approving the meeting minutes? Aye. And Brad, you were absent that day, so you won't have to sign. You remember the weather? Pass that down. And that's all I got, folks. Does anybody else have anything before we close tonight's meeting? Is there a motion to?
I move that we adjourn.
John Collins on the
Second
motion to
that.
adjourn. Johnny White seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.